Now a couple hours later, I got hung up with some phone calls and some work. This is precisely why I make sure that I eat as soon as I get home from the gym, because this happens, and I used to do this all the time. I would work out fasted, and then I would not eat for hours until after workout, and that is just so bad for your hormones. Instead of being in an anabolic state of rebuilding the muscles that we just worked, it goes into a catabolic state of breaking down our tissues, which is not just the body fat, it's actually our muscle tissue and our organs, things like our thyroid. That is a big change I've made in my efforts to support my body's healing, is just make sure I am nourishing before and after workouts. So now it's basically almost lunchtime for my breakfast. I think I'm still gonna make breakfast. I'm kind of wondering if I wanna mix things up and make a breakfast taco. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna just continue this whole switching it up thing this morning. As you guys know, I have a matcha every day after breakfast. It's part of my morning routine. It's part of my ritual of starting my workday. I legitimately have not had coffee for like 4 years now. I don't know, a really long time. I have maybe had like 2 cups of coffee, mostly decaf. When I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, I got off coffee really quickly. It just was not vibing for me. I just did not like the way coffee was making me feel. It was really inflaming my anxiety. I felt like it was wreaking havoc on my hormones. So it was not hard for me to give up. And I actually didn't consume caffeine for a long time. Then once I felt like I did a lot of healing work for my body, I then reintroduced matcha. And I should clarify, I don't have matcha every single day. I probably have like 4 matchas a week. I don't drink it on the weekends. There's like some work days where I don't really end up making a matcha. It's not like a daily need for me. So matcha is powdered green tea. It does contain caffeine, but it contains a lot less caffeine than coffee. And then also it has calming tea constituents in it, like L-theanine and things that help to calm the body. So generally the caffeine kick that you get from matcha and coffee feel very different. They feel so different. For me, matcha gives me that really clean energy. You feel focused, like mental clarity. You feel like zoned in. That's how matcha makes me feel. Coffee generally gives me that like jittery energy. It feels like it revs up my anxiety. I just don't generally like the way that coffee makes me feel. Honestly, even like coffee has just not even sounded good to me for a long time. But 4 years in, for some reason this week, I think it's because it's getting hot, like it's starting to feel like summer here in Texas, I was just craving an iced coffee. I ended up just buying some iced coffee at the store. I got myself this Chameleon organic cold brew, lightly sweetened coffee. I bought this like a week ago, and I've literally had 3 different times. And like, I still have that much left. So I've just made myself a tiny bit of an iced coffee. And like, I did not drink this whole thing at once. It says it has 220 milligrams of caffeine, which is a crap ton. So I'm just having a little. So I do want to say, if you are a coffee drinker, if you love your coffee, watching me drink matcha, don't think that means that you have to drink matcha. If you don't like matcha or you love your coffee, that's great. Do your thing. I don't believe that you have to give up coffee. That said, there are things you can do with your coffee to make it more hormonally supportive, especially if you feel like you get those coffee jitters or if you feel like it inflames your anxiety. A couple of things to note. Always, always eat before your coffee. I know for so many of us, it's the ritual of like grabbing that cup of coffee to wake ourselves up in the morning. Like, you can't even think about eating before you drink your coffee. If you wake up in the morning without an appetite, that is a bad sign that you have a suppressed metabolism. That in itself is a signal to you that you've got some whacked up hormones. If you feel like you can't wait until after breakfast to have your coffee, at least do the adrenal cocktail. That's what I do in the mornings. That's a great way to get protein, carbs, and fat in to replenish your glycogen stores and to suppress that cortisol spike. Because if you have caffeinated coffee that spikes your cortisol as soon as you get up without food in your system, that's a no-go. And then make sure you put carbs and fat in your coffee. Like, don't just drink black coffee. There's a reason. Obviously, some people like black coffee, but like, there's a reason that it's kind of an acquired taste, right? Coffee is so much more delicious with a little bit of sugar and milk. If you want to drink black coffee like with some food, that's okay, but I'm gonna make myself a little iced coffee. You guys know I'm obsessed with this Keurig, and one of the reasons I love it is because it has this cold foam option. So that's gonna froth my milk without heating it up. Look at that froth. This tastes amazing. This is what I'm like, okay, I get the coffee thing. That's delicious. All right, y'all. It's been a few hours. Not gonna lie, I'm like kind of feeling that coffee. I seriously had like a quarter of the bottle. So let's do the math. I said it was 200 milligrams. So I probably had like 50 or 60 milligrams of caffeine, which I think is comparable to what I have in my matcha every day. But I'm telling you, coffee just feels different. I don't know. I don't really like the way it makes me feel. Because I ate such a late breakfast, I think I'm just gonna do like a charcuterie snack plate situation for lunch. When I'm assembling, well, this is really true of any meal, but especially if it's more of just like a snacky meal, it's really important you build your plate with the right essentials for it to be a meal. I always start with protein. So I've got some sliced turkey breast. That's pretty much pure protein. I also am gonna do a hard-boiled egg. This is obviously protein and fat. I've got a bunch of different cheeses on hand at all times, as you know. So I'll probably do a little bit of a mix of my favorite cheeses. I always have extra sharp cheddar, Pecorino Romano, and Parmesan on hand. I think I'm gonna cut up an apple, and as you know from my last vlog, I am obsessed with the sharp cheddar apple combo. So maybe I'll do just the cheddar. Something else I'm personally obsessed with is this olive tapenade from Trader Joe's. If you saw this in my Trader Joe's haul, it's to die for, especially with these Simple Mills crackers. Typically buy just the sea salt flavor from Costco because obviously it's cheaper to buy it in bulk. But these were on sale at Whole Foods the other day, so I picked up a box. This rosemary flavor is like out of this world. Amazing. And we're just gonna assemble. Handy dandy egg slicer, you already know. Anytime I make a snack plate like this, it makes me think of this meme. I never really ate Lunchables, but you know, I'm doing it now. All right, so composition of a snack lunch. Protein, protein and fat, protein and fat, fat, protein, fat, and carbs and fiber. Carbs and fiber. I'm not kidding. If you like olives, got to get yourself this olive tapenade with these rosemary crackers. They kind of make it. Okay, I'm actually at the bike shop to get my bike tuned up. Funny story. You guys have seen in a couple of videos, I think. Cashmere surprised me with a bike a month or so ago, I guess a little more now. He has been getting into cycling for a couple of years now, but then like more so lately. And I actually haven't owned a bike since I left for college, and I've really wanted one. But I was imagining a bike that I could just like hop on to go bike to Whole Foods and get some groceries, or we could like bike to get ice cream on a date night. Instead, he surprised me with a pretty aggressive like road speed bike, and so it's just a very different experience. I have to like wear padded shorts and gloves. It's a different experience, but I am learning to love it, and I've really enjoyed being on my bike. I've actually been riding my bike to the gym as well because we live pretty close. Gas prices, man. To bike wherever you can. Something's wrong with my shifter, so anyways, I'm gonna take it into the shop and hope that they can get it fixed up for me so I can get back on my bike and get back to learning how to actually like balance on this wheel that's like this thick. Okay, Cashmere just called to inform me that he is going to go golfing tonight, which is great. He just got some new clubs. He's like dying to go swing them. So I am going to throw dinner together really fast so we can eat before he goes. I will probably, now that my bike is fixed, I'll probably go on a bike ride while he goes golfing. But tonight for dinner, I am throwing together some Greek bowls. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of kava. We finally got one here in Fort Worth. It's basically like a Greek version of Chipotle. It's incredible. We like to eat there, but sorry, I'm trying to chop tomatoes while I chat with you. But anyways, we love kava, but when we were in California visiting family, we ate at a similar, very similar Greek place there. And for some reason, we both were just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Why don't we ever make Greek bowls at home? So I got some stuff to make Greek bowls. I'm pulling out all my ingredients. My plan was to make some fresh chicken breast like in a pan with some garlic and lemon and just do like more of a Greek flavored chicken breast. I don't know why I'm making that sound complicated. It's not, but I have raw chicken that I was planning to cook specifically for these Greek bowls, but Cashmere just called me like, if you can have dinner ready in 10 minutes, I'll eat before we play golf. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is kind of hack that, and I have a rotisserie chicken from Costco. Y'all, I used to not really buy these because I know it's not like free range organic chicken. Also, they kind of like obviously cover it in some stuff. Not really up to my quality preferences when it comes to meat, but lately I've been buying these freaking rotisserie chickens because chicken is so expensive right now. All meat, everything, all my groceries. Are y'all just like spending so much money on your groceries? We already spend a lot of money on groceries. You guys know, I prioritize my health, my food. It's just something that we've like budgeted into our lives as a priority. But lately, with these crazy inflation rates, like I cannot believe how much money we are spending on groceries. And so I just am like, you know what? This is not my ideal preference to eat rotisserie chicken from Costco, but it's literally $5 for an entire chicken. I just can't compete with that. Lately, I've been buying a chicken every week at Costco and then mostly using that like as an easy on-hand, already cooked meat. I do peel off the skin. Obviously, if they're like lathering this in some spices and oils and junk, like it gets past the skin, but I just don't eat the skin thinking that's at least kind of helping, you know. It is what it is. This is obviously already cooked, but I am just going to heat it up and like season it a little. One of my favorite salad hacks, or just like bowl hacks in general, warm your protein. Like so often people make salads and throw cold chicken breast on it and it's just not as good. But if you warm your protein and put it on a cold crunchy salad, oh my gosh, there's nothing better. Even though this is already cooked, I'm just going to like really lightly heat this up and add some flavorings to it. And I'm also going to heat up some rice. This is just jasmine rice cooked in bone broth. I really like to cook rice in bone broth. It's such an easy way to sneak in extra protein, extra glycine, lots of good healthy gut support. And rice is just so easy to cook in bulk and then, you know, like heat it up again when you're ready to eat. Cashmere hates tomatoes, but I don't, so I cut myself up some grape tomatoes. Obviously, we're gonna have some cucumber. I also splurged and got these Small Town Culture fermented sliced red onions. Oh my gosh, pickled red onions are the bomb. I know this is so easy to make. So if we enjoy this and we're gonna keep making these, I will definitely next time just pickle some red onions myself. But for now, I've got some Kalamata olives. And then I also bought this Mediterranean Crunch salad kit from Costco, but I'm really just going to use like the base for it. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. And for the dressing, I was kind of thinking of using the tzatziki sauce to make like a creamy Greek dressing, but I think I'm just gonna do more of a traditional oil and vinegar Greek dressing, and then we'll just add the tzatziki on top of the bowl. Oh, you're home! Hi, Gunner! Hey.
Hi!
I was hoping to have these actually assembled, but they're almost ready.
You're so amazing.
I was like, all right, you just challenged me to throwing dinner together in 10 minutes. I almost made it.
Good. I'm so thankful for you.
Okay, you don't want tomatoes or olives on a Greek bowl.
What kind of olive do you have?
The good kind? Oh no! I forgot whose bowl was which. Yum. What? Would you like some of this?
Yes. Yeah, she's amazing. Just, amen.
Yum! Wait, that's delicious.
It was perfect.
Honestly, this was such an easy throw together meal. I can't believe I've never thought to make this sooner. Okay, he's already out the door. He literally scarfed that down. Huge win. Honestly, this is a reminder to me and hopefully to you. Nourishment doesn't have to be that hard. I know sometimes we so overcomplicate it, and I am totally guilty of getting to the end of a workday being like, I can't handle the idea of cooking right now. I legitimately put this together while talking to you guys. So like, if I was actually strictly working on this, I probably could have thrown this together in like 7 minutes. It took more like 12. But huge win. And again, it's not perfect, not the highest quality chicken, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I hear from you guys all the time that one of the big barriers you feel in nourishing your body is your budget and feeling like you can't afford to eat healthy. I just want to empower you that even if I talk about buying free range meat and grass-fed milk and prioritizing those things, first of all, I think when we cut out all of the packaged garbage, extra foods that we really don't need, and we just truly eat like the basic fundamentals and we build our diet off that, I think it's a lot more affordable than people think. But as I just said, I do spend a lot of money on food. I prioritize our grocery budget. So yeah, like it's not cheap, but I think that you still can make it work. You still can apply more nourishing principles within your budget, I promise. If you guys are interested in a food budgeting video, let me know. Let me know like what questions you would have about that. I feel like that could be a really valuable video. So let me know below if you want to hear more about eating healthy on a budget. Normally I'm a like clean up as I cook kind of person, but I really did just like, I mean, this is a mess. This is a mess.